I know this map is kind of hard to see, but it's just a little bit of a tool to kind of show you my route, which started in the upper right-hand corner at Mr. Automotive, and then went all the way down and around to Camino Del Sol, then back to Montanosa, down to Montanosa, to Lecho, back to La Cañada, and La Cañada down to Continental, and back to Mr. Automotive. Even though it was 6,860 meters according to Google Earth, that's about 4¼ miles. Anyhow, you can pause to take a look or whatever, but this was the route.
Okay, I'm just going to do a quick little video today walking home from Mr. Automotive. I live close enough to drop my cars and walk home. So I'm at Mr. Automotive. It is over here by the Green Valley Supercenter Chevron station, and just across the street from the Safeway store here at the plaza. So we're gonna walk home and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, it's still a little bit before sunrise on Monday morning. I think it's the 25th or 6th of November. There is the classic car garage on the back side of Mr. Automotive, and I do have some classic cars and I do bring them here for service and repair. Also, I wanted to show you here's Mr. Automotive's classic car garage sign. You can see from I-19, which is right there. You'll see some cars go by. That's I-19. Also, we have our Chevron station here, and there's the classic car garage. There is the Chevron station. So I want to show you that before I leave. I'm going to show you one more thing. You might like it. Okay, we have a clothes and shoe collection box here, and it says Treasures for Teachers. So that was one thing I'll show you, but this is the other thing I wanted to show you, because this seems to be a pretty popular place. Pulgarcitos. Let me show you this up close. Pulgarcitos. It's a little trailer restaurant thing. I'm going to get up close so you can see the menu. I'll, just pause if you want to read what all's on the menu. Hope that's close enough. Anyway, wanted to show you that before I leave this complex. Okay, as you can see, the sun is just starting to peek up over our lovely Santa Rita Mountains across the freeway there. I am heading out. Okay, I am coming up to the intersection of this. I am walking along the frontage road for I-19, and it comes up to Continental. Here is Mr. Automotive, where I just was, and right across the street we have a Chase Bank. I'm going to go to the intersection, push the button, and head to the west. So across the street there is the Safeway complex and the Continental Plaza. Figured we just watch the intersection while I wait for my light to turn. So right up there you can see that sign says Continental Plaza. This is a fairly busy intersection. It is early. It's maybe 7:10, 7:15. We'll just watch the intersection for a minute. Love those palm trees. They have like 30 of them in the complex across the street there. Gorgeous. Hit the button again.
Wait.
There we go. A working man headed for a job there. There we go. Lots of trucks and trailers this morning. All the working people are getting out and getting going here. And a green light still. All of these people are waiting to go. Okay, yellow. Okay, my turn. As I pass Chase Bank headed to the west, we have a little bridge here that crosses this wash. And a lot of animals use this to go underneath here, come out on the other side, and end up in the Continental Plaza parking lot. Turkey, javelina, and so forth. Anyway, we're going to head down here, and there's a big, well, not huge, but a number of businesses in this plaza I'm walking up to here, including the Chamber of Commerce, some realty. There's Long Realty and the Chamber of Commerce right there. And then we're going to continue to the west. Across the street we have Wisdom. I think that's some kind of a care, people that care for elderly folks, and BMO Bank. And then coming up next would be the KFC right there. And then a tire and auto repair place. And then beyond that there is a Wells Fargo Bank. And we're coming up on another bank here. I'll show it to you in a second. Okay, so across the street that is Polsky Auto Repair. And then right here next to me is Southwest Heritage Bank. Southwest Heritage Bank. And then coming up on the left is a drugstore. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, we are approaching the Walgreens here. As I mentioned, across the way there is a Wells Fargo right there. And we're approaching the intersection of Continental and La Cañada. That'll be the light coming up right here. And then across the street over there is a Bank of America, a radiology center, Pinky's, consignment furniture, and a few other things that I'm not familiar with. We're going to go to the intersection here and turn left and go south. Okay, this is La Cañada and Continental. It's another major intersection in Green Valley. Again, it doesn't look too busy right now because it is like 7:20 or 7:30 in the morning. And that's the Bank of America over there, and right back this way is our Walgreens again. And one thing I really love about Green Valley is these medians. They are gorgeous. All the saguaro right there, and Ocotillo and Desert Spoon. Beautiful. Heading south. Right next to Walgreens is the TMC Health Cancer Center. Also it says Arizona Oncology. So that is right next to the Walgreens, right over there. I hate to see people drive into this parking lot because you know that's not good news. And then coming up on the left is going to be the Foothills Plaza. I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, there's the sign for the Foothills Plaza, and we'll go in there in just a second. But I just wanted to show you this tree right here. That is an Indian fig prickly pear, and you don't see too many that are in a tree shape like this. They're usually just, they kind of look like a regular prickly pear, but this one has been pruned in such a way where it grew into a tree. And the top of that is probably 10 feet high. So anyway, we're going to go into the Foothills Center here in just a second, and I'm going to have to be careful because the sun just came up and I don't want to put that right into the camera. Okay, we're in the Foothills Center here. I am looking back towards the north. We have the Valley Nails and Spa, Max's Jewelry, and Epic Business Solutions. We also have Parcel Plus, which is where you can come and mail things, and you know, UPS, FedEx, all that stuff. And this is way better than going over to the actual post office and getting in a huge line over there, especially with Christmas coming up. I mean, this place will get busy too, but this is a nice option to avoid the post office itself. Then we have Camelot Flowers Flower Store, and then we have Al's Appliances. And we just bought a dishwasher from these folks. We try to patronize our local businesses so they stay here, so that we don't have to order everything online. This is the side of Los Agave restaurant. We're going to walk up here in just a second and I'll show you that. Okay, to the left, those are the businesses I just showed you. Parcel Plus, Camelot Flowers, Al's Appliance, and the first three. Now we're standing in front of Los Agave restaurant, Mexican restaurant. It is a really nice option. It's very close to where I live. We love to come here and have dinner. Also, I want to show you this little artwork they have over here. It is really beautiful. I got to try to keep myself out of the sun though here. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty big. I'm on, no zoom at all, and I'm probably 40 feet away to just get the whole thing in the picture. Really pretty. Now we are going to go, there's our Santa Rita Mountains in the background there. That used to be the water company, but that is an empty building right now. And we're going to go south, and from here on out it's just private residences. From here to the south, no businesses. This is a planter at Los Agave restaurant as you enter, and in the back there are a couple of businesses back there, so I'm going to walk back there real quick and just show you what they are. Okay, on the back side of Los Agave, this is Dogtown. I believe it is a dog grooming business. Then we come over here and we have Plaza Salon, and I'm pretty sure that's like a place that does hair for women. And then over here, that is the back side of the Los Agave restaurant itself. This part of Los Agave is the restaurant, and then probably what's in front of this on the other side is the bar. So anyway, we're going to head south now, and it's all private residence. Okay, this is that planter I just showed you. There's the Foothills Plaza sign. We're just getting ready to leave, and I had mentioned that I really like the medians here, and we start with some prickly pear, a barrel cactus, blue agave, lots more prickly pear. I see some agave in there as well. Here's a nice sign that says don't turn left out of the parking lot here, because it does happen. People get confused and don't realize these are 2 lanes each way. 2 to the north as this car is coming, and then on the other side 2 to the south. And we get visitors and they get confused. So anyway, we're walking down here. I'll show you this in just a second. I see a nice saguaro. Oh, there's another one. We have a little saguaro right there. And then if we look down a little further, right there, another saguaro. And they're just beautiful. Anyway, it's a little crisp, but we're going to go south and I'll show you at the next intersection. So I'm looking across the street to the west side of La Cañada, and you can see a big saguaro right there. And then I just wanted to point out, this is the end of the median right here by Los Agave. This is the end. From here forward, the medians are going to be more rustic. They're not really closely managed. We do have the county does bring out landscapers to just keep it kind of manageable, but not manicured. And that wash I showed you earlier from the bridge over by Chase Bank, this is it. It goes back that way and turns left and runs into Continental down there by the Chase Bank and the Continental Plaza. Okay, this is just past the wash. This is the first house on the left. The reason I wanted to show you this is when this guy moved in here a few years ago, he planted a ton of barrel cactus, saguaro, and ocotillo. Right here you can see some of them. More right here, up top. Several ocotillo right here, and a couple more saguaro. This guy's done a really nice job of beautifying the place. Okay, we are now at the intersection of La Cañada and Calle Lecho. Lecho, right down here, is a loop that goes down about 6 or 8 houses and then makes a big loop, and there will be another Lecho up the street a little bit further. So I'll show you that one, but we're at the northernmost Lecho and La Cañada, and we're going to continue to proceed south. All right, if we had turned left on Lecho, where I just showed you, this is the northernmost Lecho. This first house that's on the right, if we had turned left, is for sale. And it's a unique house, I mean, for sure. And its address is actually on La Cañada. I'll show you that in a minute, but I just kind of want to show you the house. These folks just had an estate sale a week or so ago, and I see a sign up here that shows that it's for sale. So they have a 2-car garage, and on the other side and behind it there is a casita. I've actually been in it, and it's a pretty cool little casita. So if you're looking to move to Green Valley, this place is available. It sits right by a wash, so you're going to get a lot of animal activity, and which I love. To me that's awesome. So I'm going to just walk on up here and show you the sign real quick, and then we'll continue going south. Sorry, I know the video is probably getting a little long, but a lot of interesting things to see when you get out on foot. I'm going to show you this sign here, and then you can pause the video and write down the information. Here we go. There it is if you are interested in this area, which is called the Foothills, or that house. Okay, we see some more amazing saguaro. A big one right there. And then I just love all of the palm trees that are in Green Valley. It just makes me feel like I'm on vacation every day that I live here. Holding this camera running just so you can see this huge saguaro right here. Pretty amazing, a lot of arms. We're going to get a clear shot here in just a second. Get up past this mailbox. Let me get past it and come back the other way because the sun is right behind it and it will blind you. Okay, let's get a look at him. Check that out. That thing is probably at the peak, and there's another one behind it. I don't know if you can see it. There's another one back there. These things are probably 25 feet high anyway. Pretty amazing. And then all of these palms. So beautiful. All right, I'm going to continue south, headed down towards Mission Twin Buttes. Okay, this is the second La Cañada and Calle Lecho, the southern one, and this is where that loop comes back to La Cañada. If I were just going home, what's wrong with you? The guy wouldn't move over. Anyway, if I was just going home right now, I would hang a left here and go down to Montanosa, and I can walk to my house. But I'm going to extend a couple of miles and maybe up to 4 miles, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, we are now at the intersection of La Cañada and Paseo Santa Isabel. I will never understand why these drivers see somebody on the edge of the road and they won't move over. There's 2 whole lanes here, and they just insist on staying in 1 lane. It's really frustrating. We're going to continue south. Stopped by a friend's house on the way, and they have some amazing saguaro. And if you just look in the background there, you're looking at Mount Hopkins, and the big cactus is obscuring Mount Wrightson, but those are our Santa Rita Mountains back there. And then let me just show you this. We got a couple of more, three more right in this area. Let me get over here a little bit. There they are. 1, 2, 3. Big saguaro. One year, they normally blossom in the summer and they have white flowers. These had red, which I had never seen before. So anyway, cool saguaros. That little bird you see there on top of their cactus is the Gila woodpecker. And he was just screaming because he doesn't like me here. Gila woodpecker. I don't know if you can see it down there, but right there in the middle of the screen is a pipe, and below that you can see lots of hoof prints in the dirt, and The javelina actually go through these pipes for getting to the other side of the road. Sometimes, I mean, I've seen them do it. So this is one place where they go through. It's going to go across the median here and show up on the other side, and they actually go through it. Again, we're continuing south. I'm getting closer to Mission Twin Buttes. I am now at the intersection of Paseo Bolsa. Goes on down that way, and the next stop will be Mission Twin Buttes, just up the hill. La Cañada and Mission Twin Buttes. I am going to part with you here. My battery is going to run out any second. I'm going to go on down Mission Twin Buttes. It's about a mile to Camino Del Sol and back, so this will be about a 4.5 mile walk. And this is where I've been, down that way, and you can see the Catalina Mountains in the distance. You all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Okay, I forgot I had my phone with me, so I'll use this camera. Southwest Gas apparently has a project going on here, so I'll walk up here and get through this. We'll continue our walk here. Looks like somebody is getting gas installed. So I'm going to pause for a minute and I'll let you know when I get through here. Okay, we'll just walk on through. So they put a line across the road, so they had to make a cut, and now they're filling it in. I'll see if I can just step across here. Be back in a minute. We are across, so they have somebody watching traffic on each end. As you can see, that's the mine in the distance back there, and we're going to continue on to Camino Del Sol. Okay, there's somebody trying to save their saguaro from falling over. As you can see, they've got it strapped to another tree and some boards propping it up. That does happen. It's sad, but it happens because these things live for close to 200 years, maybe more. I think it's, you know, between 150 and 200. Hate to see them go. Okay, you can see we're at Mission Twin Buttes in Bolsa. Earlier you saw we were on La Cañada in Bolsa. So this goes down this way and makes a 90-degree turn to the right and runs into La Cañada, where I showed you earlier. And we are going to continue on down to the end of Mission Twin Buttes at Camino Del Sol. Looks like somebody built themselves a really nice new shop slash RV garage. That just got finished within the last few months. And then this is the last house on Mission Twin Buttes on the right, headed west, before, as you can see down there in the distance, there's a stop sign. So I'm going to hit that stop sign, turn around, and head back. Okay guys, here we are. Camino Del Sol and Mission Twin Buttes. Going to turn back and head home. Down there at the end there's a church. And so this intersection gets very, very busy on Sundays. Anyway, we're going to head back and we'll go from there. Okay, on the way back, I just wanted to show this. 1, 2, 3, and over there 4 beautiful saguaro right here up near Mission Twin Buttes. Love those. Look at that view of the Santa Ritas. Mount Wrightson on the left, Mount Hopkins on the right, which has the Whipple Observatory on top. And this is just what you see walking down the street in Green Valley. This is why I love living here so much. I'm a little bit further down the road, and I've always just loved this view of that palm cluster against the Santa Rita Mountains. To me, I don't know. It's just really gorgeous. Makes me think of the song Hotel California. Almost back to La Cañada. I'm going to show you something when I get up there. I think you'll like it. Okay guys, it's not perfect, but I wanted you to see this. So right there you can see the Mount Wrightson Peak of the Santa Ritas. And the Santa Ritas go all along here and just past that saguaro back there, they end. And then you have the Rincons, the Rincon Mountains right there. And then if you go a little bit further, the Rincons end and the Catalinas begin. Those are north of Tucson, so you're looking quite a ways down, probably 40, 50 miles, something like that. Anyway, it's just gorgeous to be out here walking around and having this to look at. Okay, Mission Twin Buttes on the east end, dead ends near the west frontage road of I-19. So I'm going to go down to the end, turn around, and then start heading back. I'll go down Montanosa and then back to La Cañada. And I just got called and said my car is done, so I'm just going to walk over there and go get it. So it's going to be pretty close to like a 5-mile walk. Anyway, dead end coming up. So while I really like the view of the nature that I see when I'm out walking, I also really love that this flag is up. I'm a big supporter of the USA, so it makes me happy to see it blowing in the wind. Okay, here we are. We're at the dead end on Mission Twin Buttes. Now back to the west to Calle Montanosa, Montanosa to Lecho, Lecho to La Cañada, La Cañada to Continental, and Continental to Mr. Automotive. Calle Montanosa in Mission Twin Buttes, heading north on Montanosa. About halfway down Montanosa, a massive saguaro here. It's got 3 little arms near the bottom. They don't get arms until they are at least 50 years old. And then if you let me come over this way, I'm trying to keep out of the sun, but it's difficult. You can see 2 more in the background. One there on the right and one just to the right of this one. So halfway down Montanosa, this first house we're coming to is Heinz house number 2, and then his main house will be the next one, and the next one is mine. So this is Heinz's second house, and you see the riprap there. Heinz and I laid every bit of that by hand, and also all of these river rock that you see down there, and they go all the way up the hill. You can't see all the way, but they go all the way up. It's a lot of work. All right, this is Heinz' house. He keeps it landscaped beautifully. Nice paver driveway all the way up. I don't want to turn into the sun though. And then it's almost like a little park down here. When we get to my property, it's a little more rustic out here by the street. I don't manicure out by the street. Not even that much up the driveway, but around the house we do some. I like to just leave it natural for the animals. And we put this in. Heinz and I have been working together for about 5 or 6 years. We've done a lot of work on both of our properties. But this is to give the water a place to go off the street without, digging a hole and undermining the street. And then from here, right about here is mine. But we're not going to look at it because there's nothing to see. This is my neighbor's place across the street, and it is absolutely gorgeous. He's got a couple of saguaro up near the top, and a couple along the driveway up there. You can see them. And now we start my property here. Heinz and I did some riprap work over here for me. Kind of starts right there. Right here in this hole, there was about a 4 foot, maybe 4.5 foot tall barrel cactus that didn't survive this year. So I'm going to be putting a boulder in this spot. And then we took out a bunch of river rock over here and put riprap back in to match this area here. We riprapped this several years ago, and then just this year I brought those 3 boulders home, and I've made videos of placing them, but we did the riprap here up to this railroad tie. It used to all be river rock. I wish it was all riprap, but that's a huge job. Then we'll come down here and did the same thing over here. Just riprapped it up to the railroad tie. So I'm back home, but I'm not going in. I'm going to continue down the street here, and I'll be turning left on Lecho in about 2 minutes. Okay, I am at Calle Lecho in Montanosa. This is the southernmost Lecho, so I'm going to be turning left and heading down this road, which will take us to La Cañada and then to Continental. Okay, I am back to La Cañada from Calle Lecho. They call it west, I guess. I don't know why, because to me it's north and south. This is the one that's further south. So I'm going to go across, walk in facing traffic. It's about a 4-minute walk down to Continental, and then along Continental and back to Mr. Automotive. So I'm headed that way now. And I did visit with a neighbor. They pulled over in their truck, and I got to pet a dog named Barney, which was really fun. Okay, I am at La Cañada and Quail. La Cañada and Quail, heading for Continental. Okay, just passing the other Lecho on the other side of the street, and I just wanted to capture these 2 big pots up there. They're really cool. And then this lady has really decorated her yard with these stackers. It's really beautiful, so I just wanted to show it to you. Look at those. She's got them all along the driveway, all the way up there. Check that out. And then, actually, in the yard, tons of pots on the fence, another stacker right there, and then more. She's got a Snoopy mailbox here. We're coming towards, cars coming. Gotta wait a minute. Los Agave over there. Los Agave is right over there. Let's wait for this car to go by here. Okay, there we are. More stackers. She's really dolled up the place. It looks really nice. Golden barrel cactuses there. Little tiny prickly pear. Okay, here we go. More stackers. And that's it for her. Like I said, we'll be at Los Agave in a minute, and then we'll be at Continental in about 2 minutes. Okay, here we are at La Cañada and Paseo del Canto. And then you can see the street light up there. We are nearly to Continental. Okay, here we are at Continental and La Cañada. I will push the button and wait for my turn like a good citizen. Okay, about halfway down, well, let's say a quarter of the way down Continental towards Mr. Automotive. Walgreens is right here. I'm just passing it and headed towards Mr. Automotive, who is right at the exit for I-19. Okay, here we are back at the frontage road and Continental. Mr. Automotive is right there. I'll push the button, get across the street, and pick up my wife's car. She had her 20,000 mile service done.
Wait.
So it's 9:20 now, so it's a lot busier than it was. Just waiting for my chance to cross right here. A lot of snowbirds in town, a lot of out-of-state license plate, so it has gotten busy. Here we go with this one. They go. Hopefully I'm next. And a few more. The Safeway parking lot is dangerous always, but it's worse with more people here. Called Suicide Safeway. Gotta go. Okay, let's put a bow on it with my wife's 2022 Dodge Challenger. Is home after its 20,000 mile service, but it's gonna need tires in the next couple of months. So it just never ends. Hey, thanks for going along on my 5 mile or so walk. Hope you enjoyed it.